right, another Tubi original. This one is called The Camp Host. We have a couple here who is driving around in a camper van, and they go to stay on a campground, and there's a camp host, from the title. And she is a very particular lady. She has some rules that people need to abide by because she thinks that nature is to be cherished, and her rules are only there to keep nature to keep to protect the environment. And so if people get out of line, if they don't follow the rules, they're dead. So yeah, okay. Kaylee and I started watching this maybe a week ago or something. We watched like 30 minutes of it and we weren't really into it, so we shut it off. Today I was like, it wasn't horrible. I just kind of want to see where it goes. I only had like 45 minutes left or something, and I had some time, and I was like, I don't have time for a full film. Screw it, I'm just going to finish this thing. And I threw it back on, and while it's not good, and I'm not recommending it, there were things in it that I did like, and it mostly happened in the last 30 minutes or so. Our characters are not really all that interesting. The couple that we have here, they're having relationship issues, and the back and forth between the main girl and the camp host, the villain of the film, that is supposed to be some kind of like racial tensions going on there, and that was like okay-ish. I don't know, nothing really felt like it was working exactly. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good. It was like I guess. And then we get into the last 30 minutes, and this could be a part in the film when some people are like, nope, that's they're probably already checked out by that point, but there's a decision that's made that I think a lot of people are like, oh, come on. And to where I, on the other hand, was like, absolutely. Now, this will be a spoiler for the film, so if you don't want to hear this, you can shut this off, but I have to mention it because it is the most noteworthy thing of the film for me, so be warned on this. It's not some massive spoiler or anything, but it's a spoiler. They get away scot-free. They're gone. They got away. They're driving. There's no way she's going to catch up to them, and they decide, I should say the wife decides that they have to go back for the dog. And a lot of people would be like, absolutely not. The husband even is like, absolutely not. And she's like, I would leave you before I left him there. And I'm like, okay, number one, that is my wife, 100%. She would never leave our dog behind. Never, ever, ever, ever. I don't care what fate was waiting for her. So she would 100,000% go back. I bet anything on it. And I would be with her on that. We would not leave the dog. So the fact that they go back and risk their lives to get their dog, A+. A+. That actually won me over. I was like, okay, I could buy that. I know a lot of people might not buy that, but I'm 100% on board with that. And then there's an argument that the husband and the camp host have after that point when they do go back. Now, the whole notion that this older woman is able to overpower them in the way that she does is pure nonsense. Absolute pure nonsense. But, for the film, I'll just say whatever on that. I found it to be super annoying and dumb. And I'm like, come on, are you even trying here? But regardless, putting that aside, they should be able to physically overpower her. But regardless, there is a scene, though, where they kind of get into a spat where they're going back and forth at each other, and she's trying to come at him with her values, and he's having counter arguments to hers. And I actually liked that exchange. I thought it was a good debate, and I was like, yeah, fucking take that. So I got into that stuff. and that's all mostly in the last 30 minutes. And then the way it ends, there's something that happens in the end that's kind of a little bit of a twist. You could see it coming to a degree, but I was like, okay, that's interesting. All right. And then there's another twist at the very, very end that's very eye rolling, and you're like, oh, come on. But who cares on that? Overall, not a recommendation, but I did find some enjoyment, which I'm happy about because I don't like wasting my time. So I'm glad I found something. But not the worst Tubi original, but sure as hell not the best. That belongs to a movie called Lowlifes from this year. That's the best Tubi original of 2024. And if you haven't seen that, make sure you get on it ASAP. All right. And hopefully next week I will be interviewing the director of that very movie. So we'll see. All right, guys, let me know, and I'll see you in the comments. Bye.